All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Dell's Ducks This Week. And look who's here. Brady Hefner, back from the party of the century. Everybody was talking about it, I think, since about March. Brady, one half of the Hefner twins. You and Bradley celebrated your 21st birthday and got to see a lot of the members of the team. That must have been a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was awesome. It was good.
Yeah.
Reunion.
Yeah, there was a lot of great pictures on Facebook. Most of our team faithful, I think, have seen them all. What a beautiful area, too. Gosh. I heard that's not exactly where you live, but you live close to that, I guess, right?
Yeah, it's an hour maybe from my house. It was pretty cool. A lot of those guys out east, never seen anything like that, so they had a hard time leaving. But
it was gorgeous.
I had a hard time leaving too, so it was a fun couple weeks.
Yeah, definitely cut your summer short this year as far as the home front goes.
Yeah.
And obviously here with Coach Zaniboni too. Yeah. And Coach, you spent some time in the, I don't know what they call Montana. What state is it? Does it have a nickname?
Big Sky Country.
Yeah, Big Sky State. Country, yeah. Okay, so you've spent some time there too, so
2 years.
Obviously very familiar with that beautiful scenery, I'm sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I would have loved to have gone, but I was scouting actually in Edina. But I'm sure these guys had a good time, and yeah, a lot of those guys probably get to see a lot of the, the wilderness that they don't get to see on a daily basis. So it's a great experience for everyone to go out there.
Brady Hefner, for anybody who doesn't know, a 3-year member of the Dells Ducks. And a 4-year member with Coach Zaniboni. He played a year out west with him. He's now the official all-time leading scorer for the Ducks. And I think he might be the all-time leading assist leader. So you're going to be missed. Unfortunately, we couldn't change the rules and bring you back, but some new challenges awaiting you at Morrisville, I believe it's called, University.
Yep.
I was just talking to Ian Wood today. Quite a Ducks contingent there. It must be something that you're looking forward to right now.
Yeah, 5 of us out there. So it'll be fun. We got an apartment with 4 of us out there, so it's exciting. It's coming up a little too quick, but it'll be fun.
It's like the hockey house 2.0.
Yeah.
Out there on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Tough league. But you guys, obviously, there's going to be a good Ducks connection, and you must be excited to see what the team can do.
Yeah, definitely. Pretty cool. I mean, play with Ian again.
Yeah.
We played together for the last 2 seasons now on the same line, and obviously my brother. That's pretty cool that we end up at the same school. So, yeah, it should be exciting. Go out there and work and just see where we fall.
As far as Bradley now, obviously you're twins, so you always were at the same level all the way through. Have you always been on the same team, or have you ever been an opponent of Bradley?
The only time I've been separated from him is when I went up to Minot. That was it.
Okay, and he was back in Bozeman.
Back in Bozeman.
Oh, okay.
That's it. Otherwise, we've been on the same team ever since we started. So.
Yeah, you get to know a guy pretty well when you're on the same team like that.
Yeah.
Coach, obviously, it's sad to see the guys, that have been, especially guys like Bradley and Brady, who have been around for several years under your tutelage.
Yeah.
It's a bittersweet summer, I'm sure. We get to see Brady, but there's excitement for his future endeavors too, I'm sure.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we try to keep track of all the guys that have come through the program.
Yeah.
Whether it's with the Ducks or even guys that just played for me in Montana too. It's, you try to bring that family atmosphere, and that's something that, it's not talk. It's something that you stick to, and, you believe in it, right? So that's why we have alumni that still come to our camp every year. And,
yeah.
That to me is, the importance of the program, to make sure that these guys still know that they're a part of something pretty special, and they always will be.
Yeah, I that's my favorite part. We talked about that last week. Brady, I think this will probably be your first Bensenville camp.
Yep.
And the part that, we were talking about it last week, it's kind of like old home week for us. There's a lot of guys that come back. Some guys like Jacobson have been there, I think, almost every year since it started, and it's just nice to see them again and catch up, and that's my favorite thing, although, it's good to see the new guys coming out too.
Oh, definitely. It's a lot like you know, and he talks about the family atmosphere. It's like guys spending all this money to come out to Montana for a week. You know, everyone is so excited to get out there and see all the boys and spend 4 days together. I mean, you don't find that anywhere, you know. So it's pretty cool.
Obviously a tight bond in the Ducks family.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the summer again. We kind of caught up a little bit last week. This is an interesting week because, as we already mentioned, it's our own camp. You've spent a lot of time at showcases, and you've been at a few, I think, NA camps and stuff like this. This is a preview of our season in some ways. Not everybody will be there, of course, but there will be a lot of our incoming players and a lot of hopefuls. And to me, I mean, this has got to be just a little bit more exciting than the other events that you head out to. This is, you're going to get a look at the 2015-16 Dells Ducks this weekend.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I know probably 95% of the kids that are coming, you know, and that's a good thing. So it gets me, I guess, more of a personal chance to sit down and talk with them and kind of see how they interact, and I think that's a huge thing why it's so important to have guys like Brady and alumni that are there, because they can kind of give me, you know, a better feel too of how guys are, and you know where they're gonna fit in into what we want, and these guys have been through it, so they know. But no, I mean, I'm excited. I wouldn't. I mean, I'm not, you know, jumping for joy. It's another day, and we gotta see what guys are gonna bring to the table.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. And another thing too, it's going to be the first time since the end of the regular season that the three coaches will be together in the same rink. I understand Alex truly is going to make the trip up to Chicago, and I'm sure Jake will be there. So a little bit of kind of war room type activity, I suppose, maybe between sessions and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, I think it should be fun. You know, Alex is, you know, scouted a couple of times up in the Niagara area, and came down and met me in Grand Rapids, and we did a showcase there. And you know, me and Jake were just in Edina last weekend, so you know, it's great to get other people's opinions and kind of try to figure out what pieces of the puzzle you really want. So it'll be nice. I mean, you know, at the end of the day, they're both great people and they're fun to be around, and that's what you try to surround yourself with, right? Is good people. So.
Okay, I do want to move on to some other stuff, but I did want to ask you one more thing about the camp, and it's a little bit different for the Ducks maybe compared to some other teams where the amount of players that are coming in is somewhat streamlined. It's a legitimate trial process for a lot of players. But there is a number of players that have already committed that you've committed to.
Yep.
So I mean, not to put the cart in front of the horse, but because you know you have maybe a smaller number than some other camps and stuff, do you actually get into any kind of X's and O's types thing at the camp? You know, this early before the season even starts.
No, I mean, we won't talk about any X's and O's.
Okay.
I mean, I think, you know, right now, I mean, we're close to probably having 3 teams. So this year, I think, is probably our biggest year. We try to just get 2 teams every year.
Yeah, absolutely. If you're having 3 teams,
So this is a big year, and we're probably going to have to make cuts Saturday and then have an all-star game happen on Sunday for the first time. So, you know, I think that's exciting. You know, it shows maybe that people want to play in the Dells and are excited about the program and what we have to offer. So, you know, I'm kind of excited to go through that process. You know, you sit around with NA coaches and they go through it a lot because they have, you know, 8 teams, 10 teams. So this will be kind of the first year at our level that you know, we'll actually have to make some cuts before the camp's over. So, you know, I'm excited about it. I think it's puts things, you know, a little more in perspective for us and puts things on the table for the guys that are in the locker rooms.
And Brady, for you, I guess it's a little bit of a different weekend. It's kind of fun for the alumni. I think it's a lot of fun, but you know, Coach was mentioning last week the alumni, they take it pretty serious and they like to have a hand in on giving him input and stuff like that. And I suppose, as a member of the Dells Ducks, it's probably somewhat important to you to see that the team is progressing and that things are going to be good next year.
Yeah, definitely. I think any alumni that have been through this would want the team to get better every single year. And I mean, any of them that are at the camp, I would hope would want to push as hard as they can, whether they're a 94 like I am or a 91. I mean,
Right.
You want to see what these kids have to offer. If they're not going to push themselves, we don't want them around. So.
Yeah, I think we do have some young guys. I think you might have said we have a 99 coming.
Yeah, oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is that everyone, has to understand whether you're, 95 or 99, like, that's the junior age now.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to act like a junior player. There's no, well, I'm younger than you type deal. It's, who wants to kind of push themselves to make a spot. So,
That's that.
that's what I'm excited about.
Yeah, that's nice. That's a nice. So everybody's going to get a fair shake.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's good. So this summer has been somewhat typical. You've been at a lot of showcase tournaments. We already talked about that. A little bit of additional help for you. You did add a few scouts this year. I believe they're former professional player connections that you've made, and it sounds like it's been beneficial already.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, we added TJ Miller. And I played college actually at Northern Michigan with TJ. He's a fourth-round draft pick by the Devils. Big defenseman who actually got hurt playing pro. And now that he has a family, he's out in California. He's coaching AAA, and he's involved in youth hockey. And I thought that might be, a good market for us to get a guy in. We have had success with some California kids, but now just to have a consistent eye out west, I think is going to be great for us. And he went to Las Vegas to the Global Showcase for me, and so far it's been really productive. And the other guy that we added is Chris Chambers. Chris was a guy that played Division III at Plymouth State, a very good Division III school up in New Hampshire. Coached Team Maryland and U18 AAA, and now he is a scout for NHL Central Scouting.
Oh, wow.
And he's a former teammate of mine in Mississippi. Actually, we won a championship together. And, wanted to get involved and help out and kind of knows the person I am and wants to see this thing kind of go. So, it's exciting. I mean, joining the new league, we want to be able to walk out east and, kind of push teams around. Like, that's our identity. That's what we want to be. So, to have those guys helping out is huge.
Yeah, it's kind of a neat full circle deal there where you played with both these guys, I believe.
Yeah, different levels.
And these are guys that you obviously trust to represent the team in places that you can't get to, and it's just one more benefit for the Dells Ducks for sure.
Yeah, I think it's going to be huge. I mean, they're both very knowledgeable. They're very good people, and like I said earlier, that's kind of what you want to surround yourself with. And I have a lot of pride into people who wear our logo, and I think those guys will wear it with a lot of pride themselves. So I'm excited about it.
Yeah, that's going to be fantastic. As we've mentioned a few times, we haven't really gotten too specific on it. We are going to be playing in a new league this season. The initials are USPHL, which I believe is the United States Premier Hockey League. I was going to say Professional Hockey League. Make it sound like we're going into the pros.
Yeah.
But the USPHL is obviously a league with a very good reputation. They were formerly mostly based out of the East Coast, where you're very familiar with your roots. But the league is looking to expand into the Midwest. They've already expanded into the southern East Coast with a lot of teams in Georgia and the Carolinas, and I think several in Florida, and now they're in the Midwest. So the league is looking to put a bigger footprint on the map, and I think this is something that almost from the first minute you were pretty excited about.
Yeah, I think it's a great league for us to get into. I think it adds a little travel, but I think it adds a ton of exposure for players, right? And that's why we're doing this. So to get out to get out to Boston and play, and to have those teams come out to the Midwest and play. You know, I think it benefits those players maybe to get out and play in front of Wisconsin and Minnesota schools, and it benefits, you know, our guys maybe to get out and play in front of Massachusetts and New York schools. So,
Right.
you know, I think it's great for the kid. You know, the travel and to see the country, I think is, you know, it's part of junior hockey, and you want to be able to do that because that clock is always ticking down on your junior career, and your 9-to-5 job is around the corner at some point, right? So you never know, you know, what parts of the country you're going to be able to see and play the game you love. And, yeah, I just think this is going to be, it's exciting for us. I think our guys that are coming in are extremely excited to, you know, to kind of put a stamp on it. It's our first year in the league, and you know, we want to make a good impression. So, you know, I think that's something that these guys that are coming in, you know, when I've talked to them, they want to keep the tradition that we've had in a new league. So it's, you know, they can keep things going, but they can also put their own mark on it.
Right. A little bit more competition for everybody. There is some information on the USPHL website. Might be a little confusing for people who don't follow the league. There's actually 3 completely independent leagues that all operate under the same umbrella. Our Midwest Conference, I guess it is going to be playing under the Elite League. There's also an Empire League, and I think a Premier League, which they're all different sort of levels of competition, even though they're all technically Tier 3 Junior A. And that's the way that thing operates, I believe.
Yeah, so there's the Premier, the Elite, the USP3. Is that what you said?
The Premier, Elite, and I think Empire. Am I right?
Well, no, it's not Empire anymore. It's USP3, I think.
Oh,
and
I'm
then,
sorry.
And then we're in the Midwest, USPHL Midwest.
Right.
So there's actually 4, and how it goes is it'll go, you know, how, I guess how your record is when you go out to depend on who you're going to play.
Okay.
So, you know, I think it's good. I think in years past and whatever league that, you know, I've been in as a coach, right? Like, your top teams should go play the top teams, and then your weaker teams should play the weaker teams in that division, just to keep everything kind of on an even keel.
Uh-huh.
And I don't think we've done that in the past. You know, we've played teams where, you know, we've played in these showcases and won 15-0, and that does no benefit for anyone.
For either team. Yeah.
So, you know, I think that we're excited about that, and just to see new programs and new organizations, kind of what they're going to do, and like I said, I think that the scouting and the exposure for the players is probably the biggest stamp that the USPHL had to offer when we were looking at moving.
Right. So there was 14 teams in the MNJHL last year. I believe 12 of them will be in the new league. So it's kind of similar. There's also another league that's kind of merging in with us. Was known in the past as the Midwest Junior Hockey League. It's a league mostly based in Michigan, with another team, I believe, in Illinois, Decatur.
Yeah.
But the other 6 teams, there's 7 teams from that league, and then I think there's a couple of independent teams that are coming in as well for 20 plus, I think, in this league. So I guess we don't really know a lot about our schedule and stuff like that yet. Can you say anything about what kind of rivalries you think will form?
Yeah, I think the schedule's still getting done.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, our conference and our division and stuff like that is pretty much set up where we play. You know, the River Kings will probably be a pretty big rival. It's 40 minutes from us.
That's an instant rival right there. Yeah.
So we'll play. It'll be the Dells Ducks, the Wisconsin River Kings, the Chicago Cougars, the Indiana Blackbirds, the Decatur Blaze, and the St. Louis Storm. So those would be the 6 teams within our division.
16 division.
Yeah, and then we will also play out of division games against the Hudson Crusaders, the Forest Lake Lakers, and the Ironwood Upers.
Right.
Those are our 3 out of division games,
Okay.
but within our conference.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, I like the fact that we're still playing Hudson. the three Wisconsin teams are gonna be able to continue, and maybe we'll play for like a cheese cup or something like that for the top Wisconsin
Yeah,
team.
absolutely. That's a good idea. It's I don't think the River Kings play them, but
Okay.
they drew three other. I think they drew Steele County,
Oh, okay.
the Blaine Energy, and maybe the Owls. I don't know 100%. Just trying to remember the spreadsheet.
Right.
But that's who we have. That's who we drew for our 3 games. Or I'm sorry, we're playing them 2 at home, 2 away, with 3 teams.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, so that's going to be a lot of fun. Some rivals from before. We've always had a pretty good rivalry with the Wisconsin Rapids team. Obviously, it's close.
Yeah.
The closest team we play. Now we're going to be in the same division. That's going to be a lot of fun. And just a lot more stuff to look at. Let's talk a little bit about our team. I know we're getting up against it here, but just quickly, as far as last week we talked about our returning goaltender, Jared Young, and I think we talked about Sean Teskey. I think this week you maybe wanted to talk about a few of our newer players that are going to be making a big impression this year. You're pretty sure.
Well, yeah, we hope, right? I think the first guy that we signed that I guess was new with a lot of experience at the junior level is Alex Radcliffe out of Randolph, Massachusetts, who played for the Bay State, South Shore Kings. Elite team last year. Big 6'2" defenseman with. I want to say he was over a point a game last year.
Oh wow, that's pretty good for a D-man.
Yeah, I mean, big kid. He's he's pretty excited. We communicate pretty well, and I think that he'll help us, kind of get our D-core going. We lost obviously Bradley, we lost Sully, we lost Crosby Steen, we lost Chris Williams. So I mean, losing a big chunk of your D-core now to try to get some veteran guys back there. He's a big kid that's played a lot of minutes at the elite level, so we're excited to get him in here for sure. And then I would say up front, obviously, we signed Sherman, but as a returner, but we don't know if he's going to be in Janesville or if he's going to be here. So a Jet or a Duck. And then we signed Andy Williams, who played. He's going on his 3rd year now, so he played out in the NORPAC and had 80 points in 38 games. And then last year played for the Mattawa Blackhawks in the NOJHL.
Oh.
And in 34 games, he had 47 points or right around there. So, he should be a guy that's that's looked upon to kind of handle some of the scoring touch with losing guys like Brady and Woody and Yari and. We lost a lot of goals, so we're trying to bring in guys that can help fill those roles.
Absolutely. Yeah, so we're excited to see those two. I don't know if they're going to be there on the weekend.
No, neither will be there this weekend.
Okay, so we'll be seeing them in mid-August.
Yep.
When the ice goes in here. And welcome aboard, guys. And we look forward to seeing you in anger at the Poppy Waterman Ice Arena. And then finally, Brady, obviously... new challenges for you. What's the summer been like as far as getting prepared? I know the team you're playing for sent you a lot of literature, and has it been pretty busy? I expect you guys are probably expected to show up ready to play in September.
Yeah, I mean, I think the NCAA rule is we can't, officially have team practices till October. So
Okay,
like that.
right.
But, they want us there in game shape. When you show up to go to your first day of class. So, we've been hitting it pretty hard, actually. The summer workout programs they're tough. And, just staying on top of it. You got to mix in a little fun here and there. But, no, it's been a good summer. Productive so far.
Okay. And, Coach, you follow that league pretty close. You follow all NCAA type hockey pretty close. What do you think that team is going to be like with all them Ducks players on it?
Well, obviously, I guess I'm biased, right? I'd be, I think it's going to be a good locker room, and I think they're going to be a hard-nosed team, right? Like a team that doesn't want to lose. And I think that's always, you know, a great foundation to start with. If you have a bunch of guys that despise losing, then they're going to do whatever it takes to win a game. So, you know, obviously I'm old teammates with Coach Krogel. They're the head coach.
Oh,
You know, we played junior hockey together in the Sioux, and you know, I know how he was as a player, and he's more of an action, speak louder than words type guy, and you know, he's getting some great players, you know, that will fit into what he likes and loves about hockey. Obviously, he got probably one of our most talkative players ever in Lane Martin.
Lane, yeah.
But you know what, Lane
Good
had
leader, though.
I mean, look at the freshman year he put together.
Yeah.
You know, he was a top 6 forward in the SUNYAC. He got rookie of the week in the SUNYAC. You know, I mean, he had a great freshman year. So, you know, these guys will follow that lead, and I think it's going to be a pretty fun group to be around for sure. And I think they're going to grow. I think by, you know, I would put them probably as contenders by sophomore year. That would make Lane a junior. So they got a really good